Bitcoin closed the week with a higher high, and Cronos is still respecting these ranges. And there's a lot more to talk about in the month of October. So guys, I would say let's get strapped in and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only Coin Baron, and it is the time of the month again to talk about Cronos. And is it time to buy or is it time to sell? And of course, we're still very early in the bull market, but we're looking into indicators like, for example, here, the Fibonacci scale. But first, guys, I do want to go to Bitcoin because over there are so many things happening that we cannot miss. For Bitcoin, the most notable indicator is the 50-week simple moving average. As you can see, this is the blue line down below. Since we touched this line in September 2024, we really only went up. And right now, we're up about 30%, so definitely not too shabby. Overall, guys, this is textbook TA. We retest that line for support so we can continue all the way up. And guys, of course, there are some red weeks in between, but also these red weeks are very interesting because they retest exactly the trend line that we have set since March 2024. And again, guys, it is holding for support. So I feel very bullish about Bitcoin. Also looking at what we have done last week. So last week, we set a higher high for the Bitcoin US dollar valuation since the last time that we set it over here in July 2024. So guys, it's looking very strong for Bitcoin right now. And even this red candle, it is still very early. So even this candle might still flip green. With Bitcoin setting a higher high, I do believe the overall trend will be upwards and not the slightly down or sideways that we have seen for the last few months. But guys, that does not mean that we will not see any more red weeks, especially with the US election coming up soon. There's quite some uncertainty left in the market. So do maybe expect even a few red weeks coming up. One chart supporting the argument for a few more red weeks is the DXY, the US dollar index. And last month in our video, we also discussed this chart because it was really a make or break moment for this over here, the 200-week simple moving average, which is kind of important for currencies. But okay, it did not become the break, it became a make moment. And right now, I do think we're trending back to this trend line here. So a few more green weeks, I would say, for the DXY, which typically is bad for Bitcoin. But we will see. Gold right now is also pumping and also stocks are at an all-time high mainly. So it might be still quite decent for Bitcoin, but overall, it is not in its favor right now. We might see a swift change in direction for the DXY though after a Fed rate cut. But unfortunately, we do not know how big this rate cut will be, so we have to wait for the Fed meeting. What we don't need to wait for though is the CRO chart. And guys, if you like CRO, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more because this channel is all about Cronos. So let's go to that chart. Cronos is still trading between the 0.618 and the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement levels. And so far, guys, it looks like a lot of sideways for the CRO token. Really, since July, nothing much really happened other than some wicks here that brought us even to the orange level. But so far, it has only been closest within these ranges. To see the direction, where are we heading, we have to take a look at different indicators. So let's take a look at the MACD, for example. The MACD of Cronos is showing us that on the weekly, the weakness is diminishing. And slowly we're climbing this staircase from relative weakness to relative strength. Which is really good for the coin, of course. But we're still walking this staircase, guys. So we're not there yet. This inflection point is coming closer and closer, though. You might have seen our video last week that actually Bitcoin flipped to relative strength lately. So I think it's only a matter of time as well that we see Cronos flipping. And also, I do want to show you this because it also supports the pattern that we're seeing right now. So we can see, guys, this is actually a falling wedge. So we fall here to the support line, then we wiggle in between, and then at some point we escape. That is really a reversal pattern that we're seeing here, but it can be that we have one more go at it and then escape. Anyways, there will be escape. This is still a falling wedge, which is a reversal pattern. So it's really the matter of when. And I think if you combine the fact that we have the MACD flipping very soon, then the next attempt will break this pattern and finally we'll go to the next leg up. But of course, guys, by no means is this any financial advice, just what the probabilities are telling me right now. Finally, for CRO US dollar, we need to talk about the rainbow chart, of course, because we're still in the green band right now, which is, by the way, the buy zone. So what is also interesting to see about this chart is often that we find resistance lines and support lines. And I think this logarithmic line here might be another support line coming up as well. So even if we just trade sideways for a few more days, a few more weeks, guys, we will bump into this zone. And normally I would expect us to actually move up at least towards this zone here. It is a dotted line, but I also expect us to go even towards the blue band. We will check in next month again to see what actually happened. I think this will be quite a likely scenario, but we'll see in about a month's time. In general, there's lots of sideways action right now for Cronos. And looking at this tool, the Altcoin Season Index, it also makes perfect sense because right now it is not the time to buy altcoins. It's time to buy Bitcoin. Right now, it is not altcoin season, guys, and it's not even close. Really, for the last few months, it has been clearly Bitcoin season. And we can also find out when we go to the Bitcoin dominance chart, it has been slowly rising since 2023. So guys, if you've been buying Bitcoin instead of Cronos, well, that was the clever decision. It is not altcoin season yet, but let's take a quick look at what CRO Bitcoin is doing. Honestly, the CRO Bitcoin chart is not looking pretty for Cronos. When we take a look at what happened last month, well, we were battling this trend line and it really broke down very quickly. We dropped 2 Fibonacci retracement levels and we went down about, I think, 15% for the CRO Bitcoin valuation. So yes, you are off a lot better buying Bitcoin. So yeah, it's not looking pretty. The only good thing, of course, is that we have some support right now building. So this is a green candle right now. But again, the week is still young, so it could still flip. But I have to say, guys, I am getting more and more bullish about, well, the CRO Bitcoin valuation. Because if you go back again to that Bitcoin dominance, I expect a max Bitcoin dominance of about 60%. Because also that's where we have some resistance levels. So here right now, we're about 58. We might go a little bit deeper still. We might drop a bit, for example, in the ETH Bitcoin valuation. But overall, guys, I think we might be very close. I think it will be hard to drop. What is this? This is more, let's 20% more. I do not think that CRO Bitcoin will drop another 20%. But will I buy? Am I that certain right now? I will not. I will only, guys, convert my Bitcoin to Cronos when we go above this yellow band. And I know that will not be the best buy. But if you zoom out, guys, there is still a lot of opportunity with CRO Bitcoin to be made. So let's check in next week, of course, where this is going, but I do think this might be a bottom. To sum up, ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing for Bitcoin is looking very promising, but we might have to wait a bit longer for the true breakout for the US election results. For Cronos as well, it's looking quite okay. If you're doing DCAs, it's still a very fine moment to do your monthly DCA because we're still in the green buying zone. So it's looking very good, guys, and honestly, 7 cents for a token that might be worth more than $1 in about a year's time. Of course, that's quite a steal. Then finally, also, we talked a bit about CRO Bitcoin. It looks like it's bottoming out right now. I am very cautious with saying that, but honestly, I do not know if you will get much better deals. So it's looking also there to be coming to an end. But okay, guys, we have to wait and see what the Bitcoin dominance is doing. I will take a look at what it's doing in the coming weeks, guys. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss it. So also like this video and make sure you check out this video as well, because we did talk a bit more about, well, reasons why Cronos might go to that $1 level. Or well, I'm quite certain it will go back to that $1 level.